Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're ready to start our concert. So, I do want to remind our students the importance of paying attention. And the best messenger for how we are supposed to carry ourselves in a concert is not from me, being an old teacher. It's actually from a student who is working their very best this evening to offer you the best musical performance. So I'd like to introduce Eliana to read a little bit about concert etiquette this evening.
Attending a concert is more than just enjoying music. It's about creating a positive experience for everyone present. Good concert etiquette ensures that both performers and audience members can fully appreciate the live musical performance. This means being mindful of others around you by arriving on time, silencing your mobile devices, and avoiding disruptive behaviors like talking loudly or moving around unnecessarily. When you show respect, you help create an environment where musicians can share their art and other audience members can immerse themselves in the music. Proper concert etiquette demonstrates maturity, consideration, and appreciation for the performers who have worked hard to create a memorable experience. By following these simple guidelines, you show respect for the musicians, fellow audience members, and the art of live music performance.
Thank you, Eliana. Eliana is one of our 7th grade leads who will be hearing from in a bit. The ensemble on stage this evening is our 6th grade band. We have even more 6th graders performing with us this evening than we did in the winter because we have our first-year band students performing with us. First-year friends, give us a wave so you can see how many there are of you. Okay? So we have an additional 22 students. So we have a wide variety of music and we want to get playing to our music, so I'll turn it over to our student readers. Here we go.
Music has the power to unite us, inspire us, and invite people make it. And tonight, we are here to experience that magic together. Before we begin, please take a moment to silence your electronic devices. Our fellow performers and all deserve your undivided attention as we showcase all of the hard work that we put into our music selection. We hope you enjoy it.
Thank you, Julie. And our first piece for your podium is going to be introduced by Samantha.
Hello, my name is Samantha and I play the clarinet in the 6th grade band. This piece is a blend of 2 dance styles, the paso, doble, and flamenco. While listening to this piece, you should be able to picture a matador going up against a lady.
May I have your attention, please? All custodians, please report to the cafeteria. All custodians, please report to the cafeteria. Thank you so much.
And coda. The paso doble and flamenco. While listening to this piece, you should be able to picture a matador going up against a raging bull. This piece helps us learn new rhythms, key signatures, and coda endings. We
are percussion only, and to introduce that piece for you is going to be Neil.
Hello, my name is Neil Merrick, and I play the flute in 6th grade band. We will now feature a percussion section on this piece. With a strong rhythm and mostly dynamics, listen for all different percussion instruments being played. From a simple triangle to a large timpani, our percussion fans had a really good time learning this piece, and we hope that you will join us well.
To introduce our third selection, here's Andrew.
Hello, my name is Andrew and I play the trumpet in the 6th grade band. The composer of this piece takes the listener on an Indiana Jones type of adventure through a dark and mysterious temple. For this piece, we learn the difference between major and minor key. The twists and turns throughout the piece, we hope to make it out of the temple with treasure. Enjoy Temple of Darkness.
Before we play our final selection for you, we would like to take a moment and say that we all enjoyed our first year here at Reynolds Middle School and the RMS band. We have learned so much this year, and we are looking forward to taking next year in the 7th grade band. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious is a classic Disney song from the movie Mary Poppins.
We hope you enjoy the performance.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was our 6th grade band. What a fantastic performance that was. Excuse me, 6th grade. Thank you. As excited as it was, we got to make sure that we follow concert procedure because we got to keep moving, all right? We got more music. So, we're going to need a couple moments here to make a seat change. We're going to have our 6th graders calmly and coolly walk off stage right, down the steps over here, and across to where the 7th grade band is sitting. The 7th grade band, you're going to stand up, please, and come up on stage.
Hello, my name is David Straightjack, and I'll play the trombone in the 7th grade band. Vigorous and robust, this powerful overture for young band is sure to open your eyes and ears to the ability of our band. The intensity is maintained throughout, having many battles with the high voices, low voices, and percussion. We hope you enjoy our performance.
Hello, my name is Pete Smith, and I play the baritone saxophone in the 7th grade band. A dragoon is not a silly way of saying the word dragon. Rather, it is the type of soldier that was part of the European fighting unit. This piece features our percussion section. Listen to the percussion, the position of their parts as they keep us on the path of the battle. Vigorously and robust, this powerful oak. We learned a lot about imaginary music this year. This piece tells us the story of human experiences with storms at the sea, using percussion and sound effects, and lots of percussion instruments, and we hope to create an epic storm. Please enjoy the festival.
Joseph Shorba, and I played the tuba in the 7th grade band. Antonin Novashok wrote his 9th symphony while he was working and living in New York. Tonight, we will be performing 2 sections of the symphony for you. Movement 2 is called Largo, which means slow, and should be a familiar melody to all. The 4th movement shows the composer's passion for his time in the New World. With its driving melody, it brings our concert to a rousing conclusion. Enjoy Sweet from the
eighth grade jazz concert, but please listen carefully. 6th grade. It's amazing. You work on music for several months. You practice music in preparation for the concert. Relatively in order, and they still ask me what order we play music. So. Good evening, I'm Mike Anzuini, and this is Maria Forte. We are the band directors at Reynolds Middle School, and we are pleased to present our jazz band and 8th grade band for you this evening. We hope that your entry into the building was not too crowded because our 6th and 7th grade band concert let out a few minutes late. They did. And, but they performed a great concert this evening. If you were here, there are some siblings that are here for the 8th graders, plus we have some 7th graders for the jazz band. And so we're going to get started. But before we do, I feel very comfortable being a teacher of 24 years, finishing my 24th year. Yes, 24 years. And I am now, having 24 years under my belt, I'm sort of in the same age group as the parents of these students, having a 20-year-old, almost 20-year-old, 18-year-old myself. I feel very comfortable sharing with you my thoughts about concert etiquette and how important it is, not only for our students, but for us as parents and observers, because we do want to take a video, we do want to get that clip, we do want to get that picture, that action shot for the Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, whatever you do, I don't know. But let's take a moment just to reflect and think about the art that is being performed for you right in person. The students have worked very hard this year, and many of them 8th grade, obviously for 3 years, most of them with the band. And sometimes we get so caught up in capturing that perfect Instagram moment that we miss the art being performed in front of us. And we are under no illusion, like Ms. Forte, Mr. Yingling, Mrs. Yost, and other music teachers, that our students are going to go on to become great musicians like Trombone Shorty, or Wynton Marsalis, or Itzhak Perlman on the violin. But we are creating art appreciators of tomorrow. And so, as parents and family and friends, we ask that you respect the art that's being performed for you this evening by not talking, by not being on your cellular devices. And if you do want to capture a picture, that's great, but you only want listen to the music as it's happening. Because a YouTube video is not the same when you come back and listen to it tomorrow or whenever it's posted. You feel me? You did? As we say, we're going to start with the jazz band. This is a piece called In the Zone. Styles of jazz performance. Yes, rock is a form of jazz. It all, we can go, I can give you a whole dissertation if you like, but I don't want to bore you. But we're going to take it back to one of the original jazz big bands that made it really famous in the 50s, 60s, 70s, the Count Basie Orchestra, and we're going to play a piece called Cute that actually features the drum set. And so when people think drum set feature, they think just wild and crazy like Buddy Rich. Anybody know the name Buddy Rich? Yeah, okay, or any other drummer like that. But this is actually the opposite. It's a tasty bass, let's say. It's using what you might think of as non-traditional sticks, brushes. Now I had at the PTA meeting I had Christian hold up the brushes. Can you hold those up for people to see? They literally little metal fingers. And so he's going to be playing brushes on the set, so we got to really listen carefully. And the band is playing this bassy chart, and they're doing a great job. And actually, the most important instrument besides the drums on this is the piano. No pressure sound, but the piano is very important. Count Basie is said, she plays one note at a time, but Count Basie has been said to be the man who can make one note, even one note swing. So here's Cute. Since January or so. We performed it here in this auditorium as part of Steiner's Jazz Festival, annual Jazz Festival back in March. So we felt they needed another piece. And so we quickly found one that we think everybody would love learning, and they can learn fast enough. We've only done like 2 or 3 mornings on this piece. And thank you again to those parents who got the students to school in the mornings. I know it's early. We appreciate it. But this is Michael Jackson's Thriller. And it's a shorter version, and the hardest thing for the students to do was to play the music that's written on the page because they have it ingrained in their musical memory, right? That's one of the hardest things to do when you play a very popular piece of music. So we're going to play this, and we're going to feature our low brass section and bass, Robert, in the middle of this, right, guys? Yes? All right. So here is Thriller. 7th grade and 6th grade jazz band students may take a seat in the audience. Okay, let's go.
Hello, my name is Reynolds and I play the clarinet in the 8th grade. It is my great pleasure to welcome all of you to our spring band concert. Tonight's concert is a celebration of music, talent, and creativity. Music has the power to unite us, inspire us, and evoke deep emotions. And tonight, we are here to experience that magic together. Before we begin, please take a moment to silence your electronic devices. My fellow performers and I deserve your undivided attention as we showcase all of the hard work that we have put into our music selections. We hope you enjoy our concert. Our opening piece, Epic Venture, uses musical imagery to tell the story of early European settlers on their way to North America. Beginning with a bold fanfare, then a transition to a melodic middle section, we return to the bold nature of the beginning for a chromatic ending. Please enjoy Epic Venture.
Hello, my name is Beasley, and I play the tenor saxophone in the 8th grade band. Our next piece is a folk song that was originally titled Oh Wally Wally. This change of pace piece has challenged us to work on our lyrical playing as a full band, with shivering melodic percussion parts along with beautiful counter melodies. We hope you enjoy The Water's One.
See ya.
I play the alto saxophone in the 8th grade band. This piece was written in traditional march style with 3 sections. First, the first strain, second strain, and the trio. Each section is easily identifiable as we use different dynamics throughout the piece. We hope you enjoy Flute Stream.
So we do have, our next piece of the program is not going to feature the band students. Rather, we're going to feature one individual soloist with a piano accompanist. And let me explain why. If you notice in the program, there's a section on the bottom that says Honors Ensembles for CJMEA, which is a Central Jersey, yes it does exist, Music Educators Association. Music teachers like myself, Ms. Forte, sponsor auditions for students to be in ensembles with students from all over Central Jersey, which includes Hamilton as the southernmost point, all the way up to Elizabeth, out to Long Branch, and all the way across 108 counties. So it's like a third of New Jersey, about 7 or 8 counties. And students who wish to audition for these ensembles prepare a solo specifically for their instrument. They learn a number of scales, and they have the sight read all in the same day. And so it takes months of preparation and hard work and determination to put an audition together, let alone have a successful audition and be accepted to the ensemble. I'm happy to say that for the past 2 years, our current 8th grader, soon to be 9th grader, Christian Epps, has been a member of the CJMEA percussion ensemble for the past 2 years. In fact, this year, now Christian is going to play on the marimba, that's what he auditioned on. You can audition on flute, clarinet, trumpet, and so forth, percussion. Had the highest score for all marimbas in Central Jersey, intermediate. So when a student makes an audition ensemble like Christian has, and we've had students in the past, I like to feature them with the band. Well, there's no solo for marimba and band that would be appropriate for our 8th grade band. And so what we decided to do was, with the help of a fantastic accompanist that I know a little bit, Mrs. Anzuini, and some of you know her as a teacher at Cruiser. She graciously volunteered to be Christian's accompanist, and he's going to perform his audition, the solo he auditioned on. And if your children will tell you that he did this in January, before the audition, played it for them, and they were like gobsmacked. So we hope you have the same reaction and enjoy Christian's performance of this solo. Whenever you're ready, Christian. These opportunities exist for students of all levels, from middle school to high school, and to audition and prepare. Even if preparing for an audition is like preparing for the big game in any sport or any dance recital or anything like that. And so we congratulate Christian on his achievements these past 2 years, and look forward to seeing if there are any more achievements in the future. Good luck, Christian.
Hello, my name is Corey, and I play the trombone in the 8th grade band. From its use at a simple major scale and various patterns, Joy is a piece that was inspired by the birth of the composer's first child. There are sudden and dramatic changes from big, energetic melodies to more that are lyrical and flowing. If you listen carefully, you might hear a music quote from a Christmas hymn. We are not sure if this is intentional, but it is there. We hope you enjoy our proposal into unabashed joy.
tradition for, now it's become a tradition for 8th grade bands as they perform on their last concert. So I'll leave it to our narrator to explain it.
My name is Aiden, and I play the trumpet in the 8th grade band. First of my time to melody you all. That is because we performed this piece at our spring concert in 6th grade, which was 2 years ago. One of the privileges of being an 8th grade band is that we were able to select a piece from our 6th grade year and also perform it again on our final concert. Presto is definitely one of our favorites. We hope you enjoy our second performance on this piece.
Presto in 6th grade, just like he did just now, and we watched it in class, and it was fun. And they sounded great as 6th graders. Let's see, it's going to sound great today. Okay, so we've reached our final number for the evening, but before we do, I always like to take a moment to reflect on this year's 8th grade band. I do this almost every concert, I believe, and many of the students that you see on stage have been with me for 3 years, and Ms. Forte for this year, and we thank you, 8th graders, for welcoming Ms. Forte to our music department this year. Having been young once, and stepping into a program that was established and being a new person, there are challenges, I will be honest. But our students did welcome Ms. Forte with open arms and have gotten to work with a fine musician and teacher, Ms. Forte. So thank you, students, for welcoming Ms. Forte. If you are a beginner in first-year band, please stand up or raise your hand if you're a first-year band. High so people can see it. So we have several. Yep, Kevin started in 6th grade percussion, but he wasn't a first. Anybody? All right, hands down. How many of you started in 7th grade? Lewis did, right? Emerson, Devin started with 7th grade. And then we even have a transfer from Crockett with us, but you played at Crockett for several years, right, Ava? Yeah. So we have a mixture of students who started way back in 4th grade, even 5th grade, and then students who even started last year as well, too. And what you see before you is the hard work and determination. Being a musician is a daunting task. People have high expectations. You might not know what sounds super really good, but people can tell what doesn't sound good at all. And so we hope that we've given you an enjoyable concert this evening. Students, best of luck to you as you move on to high school, whatever high school you go to. Even if you continue in band in high school, which we hope you do, please keep being a music appreciator of tomorrow, as I mentioned down at the start of the concert. So good luck to you all, and thank you for your hard work over the last 3 years. And now we have a final reading from the morning announcement team. Here we go.
Hello, my name is Kayla. I play the clarinet in 8th grade band. We close our concert and our time as a band student here at Reynolds Middle School with an energetic piece called Fire Dance. Big, bold, and full percussion, this exotic, high-energy composition is sure to open your eyes. This piece begins with a fiery opening, making for a mysterious middle section, which provides a stark contrast to the energetic opening. The piece returns to the fury of the original melody and brings our concert to a glorious close. We hope you enjoy Fire Dance.
Thank you.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Again, this band, 3 years in a row at our music festival, because we're going to Hershey Park in a couple days. 3 years in a row of a superior rating from 6th grade. Congratulations,